Hey YouTubers, this is Miss Chocolate Diva 80. First, before I go into who I am and everything, I'm gonna speak up, but if you hear any background noise, I have the AC on, the fan on me. I'm a very hot chick, and I just need to stay cool. I think today is a hot day outside, so let me introduce myself. I am Miss Chocolate Diva 80. All right. For new people, welcome to my channel. If you are new, subscribe. All right. Hit the bell so you can keep up when I am putting out new videos and rambling about life. All right. For my comebackers, my subscribers, welcome back. You obviously want some more juice from Miss Pia. All right, and trust me, honey, if you can't get a cocktail, okay? Also, like the video. If you like it, like it. If you want to give encouraging comments, make a comment. All right, I appreciated everybody who sent me a text message or we had a phone call conversation like, hey P, that was good content, good conversation, good advice. I thank you all, but put it in comments so the other subscribers can see the support and they're encouraged to make a comment themselves. Okay, so what is on my mind today? What's on my mind today is family, friends, and relationships. All right, and the reason why that's even on my mind today is because and before I get too deep, I will try not to have such a long video. I know I got winded the last time, but honey, the juices was flowing in these brain, and good stuff. Okay, so back to what I want to talk about: family, friends, relationships. Now, the reason why those three categories are even up is because I'm talking in the point of view of people who are in relationships need to learn how to keep their family and friends separated. And when I mean separated, I'm not talking about like they can't meet them and hang out with them, and no, that's not what I mean. But as humans, we do go through issues in a relationship, right? And it's just natural for us to look for someone we can confide in and tell them stuff and get some advice from. That's basically what we're looking for. People who are, discussing and confiding into their friends and some family members. And I'm going to give y'all a good example about that. However, what I do think is that before you get started to confide, I think people need to look at who they're confiding into. All right? When I mean look at who you're confiding into, that's somebody that you feel like they're your day ones. All right? They got your back whenever you might need them, and that's all good and dandy. But here's another thing. Look at the situation that's going on in their lives. All right? You're not judging them. But what you are doing is you're just saying, do I really want to tell them what's going on in my life? Do I want to burden them with my problems? They're going through problems already, and I'm trying to be their support system. You get what I'm saying? Or you're not sure what kind of response you're going to get from them either. So let's say they're going through issues in their lives, and it's no secret, misery loves company. All right, so can you really bank that you're gonna get a support system out of them or a good advice from them? You get what I'm saying? Because if you're in a relationship that you want to still fight for, and they might give you some wrong jacked up information, and if you go along with that, you have no one to blame but yourself, right? And that's a really bad situation to go through. All right, so before I get too deep about the advice part or my suggestions or just thoughts, Let me give you an example. So I'm debating, do I want to give names, not real people's names, but give names so people can follow the story I'm trying to give them. So number one, it's a husband and a wife, okay, been married, been having issues. Everybody has issues, like I mentioned, in their relationships, right? But the husband, he was running off to his sister about the problems that they were going through in the house, all right, in the marriage. And the sister was getting all involved in her feelings, you know. Then when there's a family gathering or a barbecue, and you know, everybody is on the edge to attack the wife because the brother has ran his mouth to the sister done ran her mouth to the family about the issues they've been going through, and you know, people got their knives and forks out at the barbecue or the family gathering, and they see the husband and wife hugged up, kissy face, all good and dandy. Got the family members all a little messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I thought they were having issues and everything else, and we ready to attack and question her and have his back and everything else. That right there, that's a problem. That's a problem, people. Because A, he's not expressing himself that, listen, I'm coming to you, to his sister. He's not expressing to his sister, like, I'm coming to you because I'm probably want to blow off some steam. I want to be heard. I'm not looking for you to, A, get too involved. I'm just looking for you to hear me out. If you have good advice to share with me, great. If you don't, just be in my corner. You know what I'm saying? But don't get involved. And that's what happens, you know. That's what happens. That's where things get messy and sticky. And in today's time, the way everything is televised and social media, and just things are not as private as they used to be, you know. So, you know, we watch reality TV. We watch how some of these reality stars go through some really big major stuff in the public eye, which is so magnified and stressful for them, you know. Sometimes the situations can survive, sometimes not. And that's the sad part, because it's some situations that really do have a chance to be worked out, but because they're so public and they're in the public eye, and so many backlashes, so many opinions, and you know, it's hard for somebody to not allow something to get in their head and then they run with that. You know, our brains are like sponges, you know, if you allow it. And you start thinking, and if you one of those people that think cray, who knows what you're gonna, you know, what the outcome is gonna be in that situation, because you done allowed your thoughts to run so wild. So, continuing on with this story about this husband and wife, you know, after some time, the husband more than once going to his sister, confiding in her, complaining to her about the issues in the marriage, you know, the wife did step out and she brought something home. Okay, she stepped out on the husband, had an affair, and she brought home a STD. And the story I'm telling you is real. It's a real story that of some people I know happened back in the 90s. And, you know, sadly to say, that marriage really didn't last. You know what I'm saying? Because the wife felt like she had a whole army against her. You know, she married into this family, and because the husband didn't know how to decide or pick and choose how or what or who to confide into, you know, people's emotions got involved, people got involved, and, you know, it just led to a disaster of a divorce. So my whole thing is this, back to when I was talking about, you need to really lay down some rules. And you also need to look at that person, because see, family and friends who got your back, they want to go out of their way to protect you, fight for you, in their best interest. But sometimes you got to look at some of those family and friends and question their true motive. Do you want to see me happy? Okay? Do you want to see me happy, or are you used to seeing me in a certain light that you just want to keep me there? So you're going to feed me bad information on purpose because you're feeling some type of way about whatever personal situation you're possibly going through, or you don't even have to go through something personal. You just like to see that person in a certain light and you don't want to see them being happy, right? Or they do want to see something good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you want that, you want to make sure, like that's the questions you want to know. Like, or do you really want to see me happy? So if I come to you about a situation, are you going to give me the support? Are you going to tell me something good? Or are you going to tell me something that's going to run my imagination wild in my brain? And I because I trust your opinion as a friend, and you know, you always appear to have my back, are you trying to sabotage me? You know, you got to look at a lot of things in a whole lot of different situations. Because after you done ran your mouth, you still got to go back home to your significant other. All right? They're not living with them. You are. They ain't laying next to them. Daily life, children. You are. Okay? So when stuff hit the fan, and everybody knows, you know, and once the wife is fed up listening and hearing and having people come at her recklessly because he kept on running his mouth, maybe that's what led her to go and step out. Because now you're looking for another kind of outlet to deal with, and that's all dangerous stuff, guys. That's very dangerous. So you want to just make sure you keep things separate. This is how I feel. If you still want to fight for the situation that you're in, the love you have for that person, minimize your conversations with others. Talk to your significant other. That's the number one problem. You're not talking to your significant other. All right? You're too busy saying, honey, or yo, let me tell you what this chick did, or let me tell you what this dude did. How about you figure out the good and bad that you're feeling about whatever argument or situation you're going through with your significant other. Write it down so you can remember it, and then have that one-on-one conversation with that significant other. Like, what are we doing? You know, when you did this, I didn't appreciate that, and it made me feel like this. Instead of running your mouth to somebody else who's going to be like, well, if I was you, I would be doing this, I would be doing that, and that's how I'm going to do it, because that person obviously don't care about you and everything else. You know, that brings me to a movie, Two Can Play That Game. Vivica Fox said it best. You don't tell your girls nothing, because they will mess you up. They will get in your head. They will start telling you what they would do and everything else. And then, you know, like I've already mentioned, you run with those thoughts. So it's not that you don't want to tell them, you don't want to confide, and you don't want to have a support system, but at the same time, you just want to have a good outlook of the whole situation. Because once you put it out there and things starts coming back, you got to figure out what went wrong, how did it get that way, and how you could have handled it a little bit better. Because when you have to go back home and deal with that person that you are deciding that you still want to fight for the relationship and you want to be with them and everything, that's a pill you got to swallow. That, and let me tell you, that pill ain't easy to swallow. I done choke, gag, throw up. That pill hurts to swallow. And you have to eat crow, and you gotta beg, and I mean, you don't have to do that, but the point is, you gotta get back on good terms. And getting back on good terms and gaining trust, I mean, man, female, husband, wife, parent, child, friends, family, that's a hard transition to go through. It's hard, guys. It's hard. So what I'm trying to do is save y'all from swallowing that dry, nauseating pill and have you reevaluate the situation before you open that mouth. You know? Because that's some deep stuff. You know? And listen, all you're doing is looking for your support system to be supportive. But you want to make sure whoever you're running your mouth to is supportive to you and wants to see you happy. They don't want to deteriorate. Listen, you want somebody who says, if this is what you want, then this is how you should go about it. If that's the person you love and you want to fight hard for that person, this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want somebody who also says, well, if you want that person so bad, then just let them do what they want to do. Because you won't let them get away with it anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who give you bad advice. And you got mad respect for them. You love them like family. And they just, whatever they're going through is affecting their thought process. You know? And at the end of the day, you got to blame yourself. Like, I opened up my mouth. I thought I was going to get good advice because you give good advice to them. That's another thing. You can't expect everybody to be like you because you think on another level than they think, and you want to support them and see them happy. So you say supportive things. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think it's going to work out or not, you still take the high road and give them the best support that you feel that can make their lives easier and better, and they can still fight for what they want, right? But you can't expect that same support from other people. Okay? You can't. And some people want to keep it real with you and be like, listen, I think that person you're with is this, that, and the third and everything else. And you could do better. That's okay. All right. You can give me that support too. You can say that too. But it's up to you if you still want to deal with that. You know, maybe they're right. The person you are dealing with is a piece of crap. But whatever you two got going on, whatever good you got going on, it's up to you if you want to deal with it. If he's a piece of crap or she's a piece of crap and you want to deal with that piece of crap, that's up to you. They can't really do nothing. Listen, they ain't paying the bills, okay? They not paying the bills, keeping the clothes on your back, the food in the refrigerator. It's up to you. You make that decision. Listen, I rambled. I hope you get the gist of what I'm saying. I hope you understand everything I just said. But you got to keep things separate. You know, we just got to a point where it's the norm to blab. Blab, 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 blab. And friends and family members have gotten to a norm of blah, 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 and their opinions and their thoughts. And you know, they think they're helping you that way. Sometimes they're really not helping you. They could be damaging the whole situation. They could be making the situation worse. The whole point is, I just don't want people to be put in a situation where, you got to reevaluate your friendship, your family members who you did not pick to be family members with, all right? And then your relationship. And then you got to evaluate, how do I move on with this situation? And how do I bring this all into my life? Do I want to have a life like this, where there's always division in the family and friends? Or do I want a life where everybody gets along? I know I really want that. But, you know, everybody don't get along with everybody, you know? That's just life. So, like I said, like this video, comment if you got some good feedback. And you know, just pick and choose who you want to confide in and who you don't want to confide in. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's It's your walk in life, and it's who you deal with in your life, and it's just your life. It's your life. Who cares what somebody think? You know, if it if it's encouraging, hey, embrace it. Embrace it. You hold the final decision. All right, guys, it's been real. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Until next time, have a great day.